This is just my thoughts when me say. The people them and the supporter them know, you know. It's not like them don't see. Them see, and the majority of them know. But the issue is just power at all costs. So them don't care if them kill them mother to get power. That's how me see it. Them know. Them know the truth. Them know the truth. Them see the truth. But it's just power them need. Them just can't stand the position where them in and them just want power. And not only just want power, them want to wreck it again. Them good at doing that.
Well, what may I say to the masses, you know, if we listen closely, because even this whole black hole in our economy was caused by Peter Bunting, Mark Golding, and Chris Deering, and Omar Davis, and PJ Patterson. See? And today we have Mark Golding as opposition leader. You know, hear Mark Golding say, yo, at this me I go do good, at this me I go do better, this me can do better, this is my strength, this is how me I go fix poverty for Jamaicans. In the 1990s, they left Jamaica, move from poor to absolutely poor. And then you have people who say Jamaica was better then. They too lie, brother. And too lie. And jai. You know? Father, that is strength. Good morning, my boss.
Hey, morning, DUJON.
Good morning,
Yeah, what me I say, DUJON. Virgin, you know, when your program a morning time tell you where you really are come from, you know. Tell you where you really are come from, where your interest lies. You see me I say? Because you know when you look back and reflect back on the PNP management of the country, right? In the back of the mind of these people, you know, they thought that they are doing the best for the country. Yeah? Because of the argument of Michael Malley back then is when he said he is about a principle. So he is not guided by the political, you know, benefit for the country. He's guided by a principle, which goes by saying that a principle will only benefit him, and he care less how it's going to affect the people of the country. He no care how it affect the people, because he is driven by a principle. You understand me? And there is a thing that I always say, you know, is that when a man make a decision by action or by words, it carry two endings, you know. It is either you're going to get the benefit from it or you're going to face the consequence of it. So a man face the consequence of the things that him say, or get the benefit out of the things that him say. And he face the consequence of the decision that he make practically, or face the consequence of it, or get the benefit of it. And when I listen to all of the things where you say this morning, where you read from the archive, and I look back in the comment section when you keep on saying to your moderator, black such people, black such people, black such people, because guess what now? These people don't have no interest to galvanize their mind to the positive. Them don't have no interest. The people just in our dark world, the dark world of PNP. It's a dark world. And you know, when by listening to all of these things that you were saying this morning, all I could say is that the PNP govern Jamaica in the night, not in the day. They govern Jamaica in darkness. Them sit in a parliament in darkness. Yeah? Because how is it that you keep saying that you love the poor? Loving the poor, meaning to say, you don't care about how you control the economy. You don't care about the development in the economy. You don't care about creating an environment feasible for investors so that you can help the poor. You get what I say?
Yes, sir.
Me can't figure that out, Bridget, and me I tell you say, every time that I listen to these people, oi! Oh God, Junior man, me not dey on my phone like that, brother. Yeah. So me I show you say, when you reflect on these people and the management of the country by PNP, bro, me don't know if Jamaica really want to go back down that side. And why would that people right now seeing unless the people still living in darkness, which by my estimation, yeah, people still living in darkness. Yeah, then living in the darkness of the PNP. And you know, me always look at, most of these people are cane farmers. Yeah, cane farmers love poverty, because the PNP create that mentality in them. The cane farmers come like Christian people, keep looking for the second coming of Christ.
Trent, let me ask you something. You think what this man, with upon the picture here, have done to Jamaica in the 90s, it was accidentally or intentionally done? What do you think?
Well, let me tell you something. I think me want to relate to both ways. Me believe me that want to relate to both ways. Because let me tell you something.
In my area, open discussion.
Yeah, man. May I hear you, man. May I hear you, my party. May I say, the answer me I give you. Me believe me want to look at the both ways. May I tell you the truth, Because when you reach to the Finac, when you reach the Finac situation,
Where the DUJON?
I believe that.
No, man, Finac there. Finac.
Hold on, that is trend.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, open discussion. You did not call me. Yes.
No, I was asking you, moderator, I was asking you, what is your answer towards the question?
It was intentionally done. Now, may I tell you why it was intentionally done. They saw from 1991 that there was a problem, right? And they did not fix the problem. However, Michael Manley is a novice to financing, and this is why they were able to raid the NIR in 1972, because he never understand it, and he still never understand it in 89. That's what me read from the article. However, Siaga understood it, and he was trying to tell him, but he wouldn't listen, because, believe it or not, Michael Manley had persons around him that was influencing him, and him never understand about finances. And the PSOJ at the time coming in and saying certain things to him, and he bowed to the pressure and allowed them to do it. But his advisors, who knew better, people like Peter Bunting and Mark Golding, they knew better, and they realized that Omar Davis, while he understood better what was happening, him also probably gained from what happened there. So, but it was intentionally done, 100%. Because them see it from the gate.
I share that sentiment there. I share that same sentiment there with you, sir. I share it with you. Share the same belief with you. Anyway, Strength, go ahead now. Go and talk now.
Yeah, man.
Share that belief.
I should analyze it, you see. And me look back at Finac, which is the major, what I want to call now, major catastrophe for Jamaica. I believe Finac was deliberately constructed. And I always say this, when people are thinking that Finac was created to divest for divestment purpose, to help the financial sector, I don't think so. Because why did you get the result that you get? Why did you get that result? If it was meant for good reason, to help the financial sector, the banking sector, right, and other businesses in Jamaica, why did you end up get the result that you get?
But it's not, but where the Strength. It's not Finac created the damage, Finac came as a way that said, it's not, put it this way, tell me look at it, it's not Finac created damage, damage was already done. Finac bring Finac in for recuperate what them could have recuperate. But the damage was already done.
They manage to bail out for them friend them doing.
Exactly. Yes.
Understand? Finac just come in for those tries put them to squeeze who them can squeeze and get to them can get fit. If some of them get back. Some of them.
If you
Yeah, go ahead.
if you look for the people, them get damaged. Look for the people, them get damaged. And look who them closely affiliated to. The 25,000 people that will get left behind, guess them our.
Them are the regular like a poor man.
Them are labor right from the middle classes.
Yeah.
And get mashed up.
When things are coming in, them things are just created just for get where them could have get back, you know. The damage was already done with the high tax interest rate where them did that. That was the damage, you know. That was what
the damage was done with the high interest rate.
I remember me play one documentary, you know, a lady I tell her. I remember me play one documentary, the lady I talk about one time when I MP, when I PNP MP, them move her out her house and take over. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That lady there is from the middle classes, she a labor right. Or what labor right. See? I don't know what Meshack Willis was, but I would say he was a labor right. He was from the middle classes as well. But he's from the ghetto, but you know, when you upgrade yourself, you go vote for policy. You know? So a lot of them 25,000 people will get damaged. They are labor rights, 100%. And get left behind. And this was the mantra of the PNP.
And at the end of it, what we have to talk about is who was the beneficiary? Who came out the fat rat?
Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and Chris Deere.
Yeah? With all who would have suffered, who would have killed themselves and everything would happen. Who came out on top?
Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, and Chris Deere.
Only persons then that come out on top. Yeah?
No, man, enough people come out on top, but them come on top.
No, man, them are the fat, them, when me say on top, you know, me a talk about one, then you have two, me not talk about two, them are number one. For them are no, remember, you know, them even third wheel, them company are the good, you know. Scotia turn around and buy it from them, you know, and them sell for millions of dollars, you know. That is how good for them company that do, you know. Plus, you see, when they talk about sweetheart deal, we have to understand all of that now. If we look on the contractor general report now, them they sell place so them never even own, you know. Then, them that sell places where them never even own and never even buy the place yet, you know. But them could have sell it, negotiate prices and sell it before. That is what the contractor general report says, you know. These people are some dangerous people, you know. And Jamaica people sit down, not Jamaica people, the handful of cheerleaders them sit down and act like these things never happen in our country. Never happen. And Mark Golding is clean and man of integrity. When the man is an evil man towards Jamaica.
But you know, I never understand PNP. I say, how Andrew so rich? Well, Andrew get Mark Golding 350 times richer than Andrew Holness. Eh? Don't make it make sense to me. How Andrew so rich? Andrew are richest private. Mark Golding is 350 times richer than Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness don't have $1 million US, but Mark Golding can afford to give one government $20 million US. You know, tell me if he's not 350 times richer than Andrew Holness. PNP full of bad mind. But we, the Jamaican people, now allow them to disrupt with Moses. Him God send after Peter Bunting ball for divine intervention. God send with Andrew Holness to come clean up the country.
All that again, that's another thing me can't understand. Sometimes them talk, you know, we just can't understand them logics, you know. Here's a man who have the position, right? One of the biggest positions, Minister of National Security, and you come out to the Jamaican people and ball say, oh, God can help you. And you still a vibe for the position and a round up your mouth. Somebody like you for go to jail. We shall live in a country like our South Korea now, you know, a straight jail you go. We give you the position. Yeah? And when you get the position, you come and talk, say, Uncle God can help you, divine intervention, Uncle God can help you. And here you see one today, a vibe one the same position there. How that going to work? How that work? And still in the politics and talk up your mouth. And you get a job and ball say you couldn't handle it. You give fisherman. Listen what you are gonna do. You gonna give fisherman for safeguard the shores.
So Mark
Yeah?
Golden father while he work, he weren't no great millionaire. See? So all the people that may say Mark Golden get wealth from the yes, he inherit certain little things, but he weren't no great billionaire in father. Most of Mark Golden money come from the Finac era. You know? Came from the Finac time. With them rob poor people and them things and take it over.
Deliberately do it. So when them Imam Peter Bounty when them orchestrate them, deliberately do it.
But then as she say deliberate friend when the lady say, listen, them pack her up, then give her a month to move. And she go her yard, go see them and pack up her things and put in a vehicle.
Them deliberately advise. I wouldn't advise because I'm in it too. Yeah? But Minister of Finance, I'm in it too. That's why I'm bringing me in a politics.
I think one at a time, even Peter Phillips didn't make an apology, you know, for taking somebody out of them house too as well, you know. If I don't lie, me I tell.
See me?
So.
Them know what them do to this country. Them know, every one of them know.
You know,
them little idiot cheerleader run behind them. Attack like say them holy and them just come and them don't do nothing. Man of integrity. What kind of man of integrity?
Politics is a dirty game, G, but there is something, some line you just don't cross. You just don't cross some line. You know? You shouldn't need to cross certain line. Now, I see a PNP in a comment section called Marshall. Him say, the PNP care about the poor. I've invited him several times and him refused to come up. Me I go send him one last time.
When somebody care for somebody, how them care? That's the first question I want to ask. What kind of care? How them care? The person need to come tell me how them care.
That me want to find out too.
Is this the person?
Yeah, man. So now let me floor.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. I hear floor, man.
So Marshall, good morning, sir.
Morning. You know, you misinterpret my statement, though.
Okay, go ahead now. Tell me what you say.
Alright, so my statement was, how is it that they said that the JLP don't care about the poor, but yet still they do more for the poor? So I'm saying that makes sense.
Okay. Me think
and you need to apologize to me also.
Alright, apologies, my boss.
I call him a comrade.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left
You know
on
that
Longwood
is the
Avenue,
biggest
South Ronald Reagan.
I've heard insult.
My apologies. I stand corrected, sir.
Alright. Big up yourself still.
Alright, let's see I heard.
Yeah.
We see Diego as well, but we can't take Diego because Diego not listen sometimes. Sometimes we want dialogue with him, but he...
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Longwood Avenue, South Ronald Reagan.
Mario.
Close the mic, Mario.
Alright, turn down the sat nav, Mario. Turn it up. Go ahead, Mario.
Sorry, morning. Me never know no. Me up in the box. I drive. Me I go to class. Me can't drive. Me there class for a couple days, so me only can go and listen when me have the time. Class start 8 o'clock. Very informative.
Come on for your phone and save journey, sir.
No man, me have me earpiece in my ears, man.
Okay.
So, let me just finish and run. Very informative, Dujon. And you see the transition period, me no know because I did run in our meeting. Yeah. But you see the transition period through FinSac and how the wealth was distributed.
Yeah.
We just want to hear the facts about it a little more. Me no know if you did go deep in it. Because by the time I come back, me see where you start the conversation. But very informative. And who not understand numbers, now go understand what you say.
I go look a bit
love and respect.
Me not getting a great detail, but
Mario.
Dujon.
Yeah, my boss.
You need
big respect still, you know, because you know I basically didn't even realize how much a JLP basically did in the 50s, because I was basically of the opinion that things started after independence. So when I basically start watching the series with you, I realize how much JLP did pre-independence. And when I watch a series into independence and thereafter, it's like you have made a basically big difference in the lives of a lot of us because the information that you're putting forward.
There's no doubt in my G that the JLP is the builder of this nation. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. And you see, because even last year, you know, I didn't even know so much information.
Continue
But
on South
I
Ronald
was
Reagan
having like
Boulevard for 1
dialogue with some
mile.
of my colleagues, PNP colleagues. And it's like I said, you know, I need to start get some information because I realized that they're coming up with some things that, in my opinion, though is not factual, but I couldn't prove it. So I just started on TikTok last year. And then the information that I'm garnering from it, I'm saying anybody who study history, Jamaican history, could never support the PNP.
Exactly.
Because history basically shows JLP in a positive light. When I look at the even crime, because I did some research on crime, and it's like every time the JLP comes into power, crime has reduced.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because guess what? Me have a whole part of a segment to do about crime and PNP, and I completely forget about the open up the floor, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I did my research, man, every time. So it's like, and even the economy, when it comes down to poverty rate, when it comes down to, even, you notice, last year they spent a lot of time talking about inflation. When I look, I realize that inflation is always down and that the JLP, what these people talking about, inflation is high and inflation is this. I don't understand them people here.
In 1992, inflation go as high as 108 under the People's National Criminal Organization. Anybody know
yes, it was the best time for them. You saw the wicked.
DUJON.
Yeah, my boss.
It's very easy to win this election, you know.
Well, Mo just said that.
Just by comparing everything the PMP do, compare it back with the JLP. How the people living at them garrisons, how the crime period go between the different periods, and the economy and everything. All we have to do, you know, is just compare.
Alright, I'm glad you said that, Mr. Donald. So if I want to know mute for me, make me go on crime statistics in the 90s.
Yes, please do. Yeah.
So,
And all I have to say now, listen me here.
Before you
All
say
we have to do
that,
is just compare, you know.
DUJON,
yeah, man.
Just compare.
before you say that, I'm going to tell you in my own words, in that period of time, that administration, the most bank closed in Jamaica. I know what kind of business was successful, what business was successful at that time. Mortuary, the most dead house open in that period of time. So me are telling them my own words, and that nobody can deny that and say a lie.
Alright, discussion. Diego, may I allow you upon the platform, my boss. It's me who till me done. We are going to dialogue, my G. If you're not going to listen, you can't take any information. We are listening to you. As a Jamaican, it's not about PNP and JLP now. As a Jamaican, we are reason. If I can't go reason, I'll kick you off my platform, boss. I tell you right.
Diego, let me say one last something. Let me say one last something. Hear me, I said Diego. Let me say one last something. All you have to do, you know, is just compare and everything work out for the labor, because everything we do is right. Everything them do is wrong. So all we have to do to win this election is compare the different time how the people them live.
We are doing it, Mr. Donald, and when you look in the comment section here, people say a lie we are tell.
Exactly. But the truth.
There's an uphill back the same way, but we continue to work. But let me go in statistics now. So during 1976, we would have seen a lot of murders happening in Jamaica, guys. Everybody mute for me. See? I see a lot of murders happening, political murders. We see a lot happen coming lead up right to the 1980 election. I believe 800 and odd persons were murdered during the 1980s in the 1980 election. You know, when we took power in 1980, I believe it was October 1980, if I'm not lying. Siaga would have pumped hundreds of millions of US dollars into the JSAF at the time, purchasing some 800 police vehicles, equipping the police, much like is happening today. See? And equipping the police with all the necessary things for them to go out and fight crime. Within a few years, you know, we started seeing reduction in murders. By we left office in 1989, we had slashed murders from 800 when we took it to 400 and I believe 36. So it was slashed in half in 1918. By 1989, sorry. By the year 1991, you know, murders have started to climb again in Jamaica. So listen to this. And this is also from the archive. See? Crime in Jamaica in the 1990s was characterized by a rise in violent crime, including murders, shootings, and sexual offenses. Gang violence was also prevalent, with gangs generating income from illegal activities. Violent crime, murder. See, the numbers of murders in Jamaica increased significantly during the 1990s. So we will go over that again. Violent crime, murder in Jamaica at that time. See? So the number of murders in Jamaica increased significantly during the 1990s. In 1989 to 2002, 76% of homicide occurred in Kingston and the surrounding areas. And we're talking about PNP stronghold now. See? Shooting, the number of shooting in Jamaica increased steadily during the 1990s. And PNP would have tell us, say, I saw my best time that in Jamaica. Lie. Sexual offenses. The number of sexual offenses included rape and carnal abuse increased steadily during the 1990s. I remember me I said this as a laborer, this is from the archives. See? Gang violence. Gangs were well armed and sometimes more so than the police. Gang violence was targeted but also included widespread destruction of properties, robberies, and violence against women, children, and the elderly. And factors contributing to crime in Jamaica at that time was weak financial status of civil society organization, corruption within the state structures, see, distrust of law enforcement within marginalized community, and state sanction unlawful use of force by security officers. So remember, before Bruce Golding brought in the come in, police used to kill at will and nothing would come out of it. Extrajudicial killing. Would have seen them kill one youth called Kentucky Kid as well. Who remember that? See? So between the year 1991, see, and the year 2016, 25,000 Jamaicans were murdered in the street of Jamaica. And that is an absolute disgrace and a disaster. And the PNP allow crime and violence to fester out of control. Should they had gotten a handle on it, you know, I'm sure when Bruce Golding came to power, he would have continued on that trend. And I'm sure when Andrew Jones came into power after Portia, he would have continued down that trend. The PNP has failed this nation and they continue to do so. And today, may I tell you, more so than ever, we could have at least said the PNP of all had a tiny smidgen of integrity. We know this one now have none. And if we allow them, Jamaicans will live to see murder go over 2,000 or 3,000 for a year. Remember somebody did tell you. Anyway, floor open back. Father Diego, have you learned anything new today, sir?
Dujan, boy, may I tell you, I mean, Brethren, when you talk about crime, this Andrew administration just went on. This 9 years they've been in power. When we look at the amount of atrocities when it comes on to crime, brethren, it's one of the worst decade put together. Strategically tried to control crime, brethren. The closest we were under to carrying murder under a thousand was in Portia Simpson-led administration. We make strides. We see that every time this government come to power. I mean, it's in history. The worst time in Jamaica when they come on to crime is in the 80s. This is history. People talk about the 80s up to today.
So Diego, let me ask you a question. What strides did the PNP make to control crime under Portia Simpson Miller? Go ahead. What was the policy?
I don't know what Mr. Bunting did, but whatever he did, crime was near to less than 1,000, brethren, in one of those years. I don't remember if it's 2013 or 2012.
If Peter Bunting had crime under control, Diego, why was Peter Bunting crying for the intervention of Jesus Christ to control crime?
Yes, because even though it was near to 1,000, we still wanted it to be way less than that, brethren.
Okay,
we're
which
on
year?
the verge of eradicating all of the gangs them in Jamaica.
1,000, Diego. Which year? Give me a year when it was close to 1,000.
I don't remember if it was 2012 or 13. One of them years. When you look on the crime statistic of that year. It was the lowest in almost 30 years. And both administrations been in power.
So you know feel
you
like
understand?
You don't feel like say the policy them where we put it in a place carry over to phone government. You don't feel so?
No, man. If it wasn't for the skilled orchestration of Peter Bunting putting in these strategic plans, crime would have gone down, so brethren.
This Diego, you too damn in lie. You too freaking lie, Diego. You too damn lie, Diego, because nothing when you say a while ago, Diego, supported by the numbers. Nothing you said a while ago can be supported by the numbers. You're talking about Peter Bunting, the same Bunting. We look at the Jamaican people and tell them they must take their crime problem to the Lord in prayer. The same Bunting you're talking about.
At least the man believe in God, my friend. At least the man believe in God, and he never once came out and said enough left on the doors and window open.
You're too damn in lie, and that is why I'm not having a conversation with the Diego, because
how me I tell lie, Bridget? You talk about lie. How me I tell lie? Tell me where me tell lie, Bridget.
Diego.
Yo, Dushan.
In 2012, the crime rate, the murder stats was 1,102, and the reason for that is because the year prior to that, Jamaica military and police would have murdered whole heap of gunman, some problem creator in our country, under Bruce Golden led government to almost a year and a half.
That's how you speculate, man. That's how you speculate.
That carry over to the lesson there.
No, man. No.
Let me help him now.
You talk about incursion.
Well on, Diego. Manners and respect, everybody. Greetings. Which way I start, Diego? Hey, you see you? Hey, yo, you see anyone ever football team one, you was a goalkeeper and a defender. Brethren, you lie and wicked no, brethren. All when the reality are licking in your face, you tell lie. You may tell you what you're talking about. After the Tivoli incursion, Peter Bunting became security minister and he enjoyed the policies carried over to him. That's why, Dujon, when you ask them people about policy, you must ask them about unique policies and not carried over or carried on policies.
So Diego can't give no unique.
Diego down, and as a matter of fact, say Peter Bunting could have gone on as a good security minister if him did take Andrew Jones' suggestion to say, yeah, me could go in a Spanish town too. But him refused. And that's why him go down as, instead of the best, him go down as the worst.
Alright, look here.
Rebuttal me.
So Dujon,
let
me ask you a question, Mr. Woss. So with all of that you have just read, what would you suppose to just take that and show that the bus it never happened? Do we owe you read it?
And that Diego I try to tell you, but Diego, after the year 2012, exception for 2014, crime has risen in Jamaica every year under the Portia Simpson Miller led government. See? So, we don't know
Dojan,
what you're talking about. Go
Dojan,
ahead.
when you put together a football team, make sure you have Diego in a goal and defense. Cause the man, the man weak. And when the other team score, I'm gonna say, yo, that's not a goal.
But look here, Diego said that the 90s, the crime rate was lower than in the 1980s. But if you can record, the crime rate in the 1980s was 400, right? In the 90s, the crime rate soared to over 1,000. Each year going up constantly, every year. So how can you
Bridget,
say that the crime rate was lower in the
if you
90s?
understand the amount of people living in the 80s compared to in the 90s, you understand, Bridget. The amount of people living in the 80s was not close to the amount of people living in the 90s. We experienced a birth rise in the late
Population.
90s.
Talk properly, no man.
Diego, let me say something to you, Diego. Diego, did you know that the PNP has a secret brigade that is a sleeper cell in Jamaica that they can activate at any time to create mass shootings and other atrocities in Jamaica?
What are you talk about? Dusha, you know what to talk about the infiltration of the amount of M16 rifles
that the PNP
PJ brought into Jamaica.
PJ, yes.
PJ, we know, man. We know.
Yes, we kind of understand that.
The first truth,
we kind of understand that.
Oh, good morning, gentle people. Good morning, Diego. How you do?
Oh, go on.
Diego, morning. Blessed love, my brother. Did you know that the crime rate in 1972, the murder rate in 1972 was 188?
1972?
Yeah.
Diego not gonna know them sitting there, man.
Before Michael Manley took over, it was 1988.
My history just go far as back as the 80s still, you know.
Alright, yeah man, but we are come up push party there, man. But me just see if you know what go on. Alright. Did you know that in 1980, before the election, the murder rate was 889?
Okay.
Oh, you never know?
I hear you. Yeah, educate. Yeah.
Alright, did you know that by 1982, after Siaga took over, it go back from 889 down to 405?
Yeah, when Siaga take power?
No, man. Him take power, 80 and 82, we go back down to 405 from 889. You did know that?
Yeah, I look on it, boss.
Alright. Did you know that in 1989, the murder rate was 439?
So you skip Ghana 1980 to 1989. Talk about the years before that, man.
Yeah, man, but a 400 and they maintain for all the 80s. Yeah, 400, they maintain 400 and add to 1989. Did you know that in 1990, did you know that in 1990, the first year of Michael Manley, in the 90s, it went up to 542? You didn't know that?
Yeah, that was because of the retaliation of the Jamaica Labour Party losing the election. Them get mad.
Alright, well, that's a year. Did you know? So the Jamaica Labour Party was retaliating. Hold on, man. So the Jamaica Labour Party was still retaliating in 1997 when it, for the first time, murder went over 1,000 to 1,038.
Where I say, listen. When things never went in the way of the Jamaica Labour Party, they were so power hungry and not used to out of power. Because remember, you know, they had power for almost for 10 years straight in a bridging. You understand? And when they need out of power.
Hold on. Because did you know that in 2005, for the first time, murder went up to 1,674? The Jamaica Labour Party was still retaliating? Or are the hungry belly people where the PNP created a society I try look at food? Which one?
No, listen up. All of the M16 rifles, them what Siaga brought into Jamaica, they start to circulate the right and proper way. So by the time,
but you just say a partisan bringing the M16 them, so you reach a Siaga now.
No, man. That was a mistake by me. But
yeah, me think you did block the
come on, sir. Everybody,
hold on.
Everybody knows, say
You fast forward, come on, the 2000s now.
We
Did
know
you
we
know that in
want
2011, murder was
get to the point, you know.
1,133?
More and get to the point, you know, protecting James.
Yeah.
Ask Diego what him think. What him think the brigadistas were for? What you think them did there?
Him know, man.
Ask him what him think them was for.
But I can tell you what they were for. They were for protecting Jamaicans. Listen,
So
let
what
me tell you what they were for. They were for
I'm to the
Virgin. They were rogue. They were rogue.
Who
Cops
turned
and
them
police.
Who turned them rogue? Was it not DK Duncan and Michael Manley?
Siaga turned them rogue, Virgin.
Oh, Siaga for turn them rogue when a Manley send them.
Manley are the government.
That
We
man, you
are
not
teaching
make sense.
Virgin.
Diego, you not make sense, Diego. Come on, man. Let's go.
Virgin, listen, I don't know why hear the truth in the Virgin.
Hold on, man.
Siaga and the CIA orchestrated these events and curtail modern warfare society, Virgin.
Diego,
you have to listen to them, G, so we can dialogue. You have to listen to them.
Diego, were you not told, because since them give you talking points to come talk, were you not told by those who sent you that it is Michael Manley who caused CIA to be in Jamaica? They never tell you that? They never tell you that? Because you sound like a youth who are try. You sound like a youth who are try to balance the things still, you know. So me not too want beat down upon you, but you see, because them never tell you the truth.
Protect him, not give him no grace. Beat him.
Never try and tell you the truth. Them never tell us, Michael Manley make CIA come in a Jamaica, Diego.
Michael Manley make no CIA come in a Jamaica.
Never tell you.
CIA.
But
listen up. When CIA, listen up. But you see, nobody know I listen to me, but me listen to you, Virgin.
I'm going to teach you something you never know. When Michael Manley send 2,500 at Uno, go to Cuba, go train for ton brigadista, the CIA was embedded in the Cuban Revolutionary Army. And when the agents saw the 2,000 odd men, and some of them were women too, some of them still alive in a Jamaican society. When the agents saw that Jamaica sent 2,000 odd people come train in a guerrilla warfare, the agent messaged back to Washington, and that's how the CIA ended up in Jamaica. The CIA had no interest in Jamaica until Manley sent your uncles and friends to Cuba to go train. They never tell you that. They didn't tell you that.
Let me tell you this now, my boss. Listen to me carefully now. I'm going to show you how Siaga put this country in a turmoil. That's all now we can recover, Bridget. When Siaga send to the box of guns and ammunition, especially the M16 rifle, Jamaica had no interest in guns. It's when Michael Manley said this man is a dictator who believes in violence. He had to get some protection.
So when Michael Manley was going around the country, when Michael Manley was sending his lieutenant DK Duncan around the country to go shoot up people, almost kill Warmington, where get gun from? He did have them a story.
No, I protect the money that protect the Jamaican people and from the atrocities the Jamaica Labour Party that create them.
Hold on, Michael Manley was protecting the Jamaican people from himself after him send 2,000 brigadists to go train for control different parts of Jamaica.
Did I protect the Jamaican people and from the CIA?
Protecting Jamaican people from himself because he wanted to turn Jamaica into a dictatorship, and he knew that the Jamaican people would not agree.
Siaga destroyed the country by sending their guns to the garrisons of Jamaica.
Diego,
why?
Did you hear Diego? Hold on. One more thing. Did you hear the Prime Minister's message, Diego, 2 days ago or 3 days ago? Did you hear the Prime Minister's message, Andrew Holness's message?
I feel from this man told me that I sleep with my doors and my windows them open, Bridget. And when I go in my house, the fridge missing, the stove missing.
Alright, his new message. His new message to you as a deportee. His new message to you as a deportee is when you come unacceptably in Jamaica, nobody get involved in criminality because you're either going to meet your judge or your maker. So as a deportee, I hope you take that message. You hear Mr. Diego?
So who tell you say me a deportee, you know?
Diego, ask your question. Big man thing, big and serious. Diego, where you get your talking points from? Because what you are saying not correlate with what actually happened.
You know why it now make no sense to you? You're living a delusion, Bridging.
No man.
You
We are
understand?
living at the history books. We are living at the history
You're
books.
not living the history book,
No.
Bridging. You need to wake
Yeah,
up.
go on, no,
You need
but
to
you
wake up
always
that
argue.
night. You're in the dark.
I always argue. Why you always argue?
Nobody not argue. We have a discussion.
Good morning, everyone. Let me just say something and come down, please.
Where you get your talking point from?
Dark Knight, let me just say something. Good morning. Diego, the way how you dey tell lie is sick me stomach. Honestly, you're a liar, and because I lie, you dey go straight to hell. Remember me tell you that. If you not change your dirty ways, you go straight to hell because you're a liar. You that come with all kind of propaganda, pan we live. It makes sense. DUJON take you down because you're not gonna stay here till you spread none. You're a liar, Diego.
Me not spread no lie. God love me, you know.
You're spreading propaganda. You're spreading lies.
We're done.
You're a liar, Diego.
Where me learning?
You know, me have a question. Me have a question for you ask.
I want to ask Diego which year that him talk about Siago sent for M16. I want him to tell me which year that when him say Siago sent for the M16 them. Which year that
right through the 80s, my virgin.
Okay,
right through the 80s. All right, stop. Hold on.
The biggest gun bus.
Let me tell him something.
Hold on there, Diego. The biggest gun bus.
Diego, you lie.
In Jamaica,
the
come
first
under
time
the
M16 used in Jamaica, used on a south side. Some people are south side of Gold Street Massacre, 1980. Them gonna issue out of East Kingston, out of Homestead Road. Diego, you lie. The very first time
so
M16 was at Jamaica for anybody. Diego. The first time M16 used for any Jamaicans in a Jamaica used by the PNP against the people on the south side on a dance on a Ghost Massacre. Stop, tell, lie.
Waterhouse.
Trinity was the first police who I could have identified those guns. Diego, we know it, we live it, we feed it, Diego. Don't tell a lie. Diego, don't tell a lie. Diego, M16 was first in south side, Diego.
What him say about Waterhouse? What do you hear him say about Waterhouse? What you say about Waterhouse? What's this about
Waterhouse get the first box of M16, Regin.
Okay,
you know the people, let me feel it.
We know no
murders.
We no people, let me ask him this about Waterhouse. We no people.
Might I before you come in this discussion? Might I suggest, Diego, that the help you need, the government have a deportee reintegration program that you can get some help. Because your stove gone and your fridge gone, you can go down to Ministry of Labour and they will help you.
Bridging, Bridging, so flat left. We don't talk about deportee, Bridging. We don't know how going that.
Can we speak about
that now make no sense.
Can we, all right, this one makes sense.
Take out the guns them out of Jamaica.
Who bring them here, Diego? Who bring them here? We are asking you, who bring them here? The biggest gun, the biggest gun bus I can remember in Jamaica. Come under PJ Patterson.
Make open decision, so discussion, so I must say, I'm going to get for talk.
Me want to know the equal amount of AK-47 that came from Grenade. Me I do the talking now, you know. So anybody come now, since you are talking, you are guest. Talk to me now. Tell me the equal or more amount of AK-47 that came from Grenada when them killed Maurice Bishop, and the reason why they killed Maurice Bishop and who Maurice Bishop was friend. Tell Jamaica people that.
But what my discussion? What you think say?
No, me ask brother.
Me say something to you. Me a reason. When you think brother. No, yeah, when the amount of M16 rifle coming to Jamaica and the Siaga-led administration start wipe out the PNP them, what will you for the rollover?
But me not talk about, me not listen now, you know. A 2 year can go, you know. Him say M16, so me a give. Me no know nothing about M16. What I know that we are no man.
We're gonna second for say something to Diego. No, Diego, you said that Manley send our citizens to go to Cuba to learn guerrilla warfare because Siaga had brought guns in the country, right? But the person that went to Cuba during the 1970s under the Manley-led administration.
That's a
Listen to what me I said to you.
That's way before
Can I say something? But way before the 1980s.
From long time because
from they went
listen
before
me now, the man in that collude.
Can I say something to that?
Siaga did that collude with the CIA from way back then, Bridging.
Dujan,
we have to protect ourselves.
But don't you know your argument?
Hold on. Let me access my brother something. I'm conducting an experiment on them, you know. The first set of guns that come into Jamaica, it was D.K. Duncan and Dudley Thompson. And those guns were issued in Milk Lane, West Kingston. West Kingston, in that time, was predominantly your party stronghold. Okay?
Same
see you labrats?
Then I'm talking about PNP.
Yes. You see you labrats stuff?
May I ask you if you let me flow me Diego here. Listen to this.
Yeah.
Who you saw over here about a man named Ramagan?
You know all I me Diego listen to this.
We do. I do.
Me Diego listen to this. Listen to this, Diego.
In 2006, this Caribbean island became the murder capital of the world. For 40 years, deadly gangs have terrorized these streets. Here in Jamaica, one person is killed every 6 hours.
Who was in power in 2006, Diego?
Yes, Dujan.
Listen, man. We've done already conduct the experiment on this lab rat. Take him down, Dujan. This lab rat is serving no purpose. We already conduct a lab rat. Listen, you see this we just did a while ago? Is a clear illustration. I have said something all the while, you know. We have to start at the school. You see this 5 and 7 years old? We need to use these.
Allow him to answer nothing.
Okay, go ahead.
To answer. Diego. Who was in power when Jamaica became the capital of the world? Open your mic.
It was the PNP.
Okay.
It was the PNP.
Thank you.
Okay, so why they never put a hand
we're not telling a lie. Remember, you know, these things were embedded from in the 80s, you know. So we had to get purged out.
Diego, you say I got them bring in.
We can play something for you,
Which community was the first community? Them say I got them use them gun upon. Which community?
Wall Street.
Me tell you, say, you know, the first box of gun. Land in Jamaica, the first box of M16.
With you said them wipe out the community.
No,
which community first get it?
These was not targeted communities. These was individuals and target.
Diego, you're wrong, Diego. Let me tell you this, Diego.
I'm going
to let the box up for somebody else who can tolerate this.
You're asking this thing, you know. Asking the first massacre we happening in Jamaica. How much people dead and where it happened and who did it and what kind of gun do it?
Thank you. Yeah, good question.
Go ahead, Diego.
Bridging. When me I try to tell Uno say, the laborites them never attack on the communities. See it ya? More want to know listen to this.
We don't want to hear that. Answer the question.
Answer the question, bro.
Answer the question, dude.
You're not answering what I was asking, you know. Where was the first massacre in Jamaica history ever happened? And who did it? Politically, who did it against who and what kind of armor and what kind of gun was used? We need to know that from you since you talk about gun and people.
We need to prosecute somebody from in that. That's we need to start prosecuting people in that.
You're not answering
my discussion. It sounds as if you were one of the man them rescued.
So Diego, the guns are.
Diego, there are too many questions. There are too many questions hanging, man.
Hold on, one love. So Diego, a gun in a country, and both sides bring in gun in a country because we don't fight a civil war, a political war. No, the PNP would have 19 consecutive years in a power, Diego. How comes we still have gun crime and murder and kind of violence? Explain that for Jamaican people. After one government stay there consecutive years, 19.
When we were making strides in the Porsche Simpson-led administration by Kingdom Jamaica,
Porsche wasn't
we see that Andrew is currently
of that 19 years, brother. Porsche was outside of that 19 years. She's just only one little part. See? So for the 19 consecutive years, which we had Percival James Pattis for 17 of those years.
Oh, the good son alone me here ask a question.
How come?
all right. Well, I know what my discussion. Dushana ask me something. What my discussion? Continue the Dushana the answer. Yeah.
In that 19 consecutive years that you guys spend in government, how come you never get murder under control? Tell the Jamaican people.
All right. Let me shy show now. Let me educate a little bit now, Dujan. You see, coming out of the 80s, where the country went through a tremendous trauma.
Diego, coming out of the 80s,
listen, let me don't talk.
At 400.
Let me never talk about Brethren.
The 70s
Let me don't talk now. When the country stays so boom, and the tremendous deaths were reached, put in upon the conscience of the Jamaican people, right? Talk about on the program about the Washington Consensus where the IMF slaps on deal upon where we abide by the
talk about crime and violence.
Now, Dujan.
Dujan, I'm going to waste time, man. Too much question and him not answer the question. He might move on to something else.
Answer the question,
no,
man.
You don't answer the question, man.
Me tell you, said you to hold the financial state.
Hey, listen, come on.
Oh, not talk about me for go, Virgin.
Gentleman,
let me just answer the Virgin. We can't hold a discussion, Virgin.
No,
gentleman. Me try show you, say.
No, man.
I'm asking the question now. Let me ask you the question.
Open discussion. Well on, man.
He might try to grow on, but he never grow on me. You just hold on, man. Make it say what must say.
Dojan, let me just ask him one question, please.
When the financial state...
There you go.
Me just if you answer 10 question one time,
Diego, you know about the Moonex project where whole shiploader
just hold on, Brethren.
In the 1970s.
Brethren, you try to confuse me, Brethren.
Diego, answer the question.
All right. When we come out of the 80s, there a tremendous amount of debt where PJ parties, and I always said them to make a statue for him somewhere in a Westmoreland or somewhere, or probably in a Kingston. Due to the financial constraints and things that get hard in the 90s. And PJ said, listen, make me stabilize this country, pay off the debts them. It was on the backs of the Jamaican people and because we did done who IMF for much money. No, we are the whole
let me answer this now. Like come here, it just I answer. See?
Yeah.
What that have to do? What all of that have to do? The question of me just ask about 19 years.
So that's some crime. No some crime.
And did not bring down the crime.
Get rampant. That's how the crime get rampant. Cost of living.
Diego, you know what you're proving here this morning? You're proving here this morning that you are a parasite, just as what the PNP are. In 1989, Tiaga left the country growing at 6.4% in PJ. So all by 1990s, PJ hungry, and everybody has suffer. Oh,
Bridging.
What the fault of Tiaga?
Let me ask you this also, Diego. Hold on, Diego. So today, the PNP is saying that the Jamaican people is poor and they are hungry and they are destitute. So how is it that the security forces now in Jamaica is managing to get a handle on crime? If we are faced with the same conditions now that you're saying you got from us.
We have a handle on crime, Bridging.
Jamaica
is a new dawn of Jamaica where we become the specialists in mass shooting. We're in Jamaica.
You're delusional, brother.
There you go.
Brethren, we become the country of mass killings.
There you go.
Be it 3 and 4.
There you go.
Triple.
Exactly. We are the people.
Do you know Group 66, Diego?
Jesus, people we are now. The country have become a mass killing. You tell us and tell Jamaica in which community for the past 5 mass shooting you have in which community it happened. Answer that.
Yes, it is alleged that there's probably laborers going into
take out the alleged.
Oh, no, it's alleged.
atrocities.
Okay, and we are the people and go back. All right, I'll let you this one now. I'll let you this one again now. And go back to the first.
Do you know about Group 66?
Do you see what happened over Thai spend? This is the type of Jamaica I'm talking about, Bridget.
You see the people now, let me ask you the question so you can, the Jamaican people can hear now. The first mass shooting ever happening in Jamaica, politically, who did it? And who was it against?
Tell me now, tell me.
No, you say
because you go back in the 60s, Bridget. You go back in the 60s. Me never born in the 60s, Bridget.
In Gold Street Massacre.
Gold Street Massacre.
All right. Please, host, fellow colleagues. Let me touch a little on that because I am somewhat of a victim of that. And before me, somebody there asked him a while ago if he know Group 66. Group 66 is the first political aligned gang in Jamaica. Yeah. Anyways, Diego, let me tell you this, brother. Yeah, the budget just asked you where the first massacre killing one. The first massacre, 2 at least, happened to the people on the south side. One happened outside of the community, which is Green Bay, and one happened inside of the community, which is Gold Street. The very first time M16 gun used in a south side. When the people
south side was PNP or JLP constituency. Tell the people.
PNP were there. Listen, Diego, Dujan, they were mostly PNP at the time, but the people were changing. They might change their political views, they might change their ways. And I think something happened. And I think something personally happened to Michael Manley. And him took a dislike to it and said, this nah go so. They tried the first time, 2 times they tried Green Bay. The first one never happened. And them take a break and them come with the second one. And the second one happened. And then after that, the Gold Street. The Gold Street massacre is because of dance that keep. Why them never go house to house, and all of the man them have a piece of cloth type on them guns, so them can identify, say, them where them come from. Tell him this. Watch this too. Watch this too. Hold on, brother.
Tell him what them have type on the gun. Tell him what them have type on the gun.
Believe no, brother. Believe not to tell him, brother.
Tell him, man, please tell him. Tell Jamaica.
Them type a piece of red cloth. Red cloth. Red cloth on the gun them.
Thank you very much. Him gone? Why
watch this now. You see, if the dance never there keep Dujan, sinners will weep and moan Dujan.
Why would I go,
brother? Sinners will weep and moan. And watch this now. Watch this now. You saw them go to the dance venue, Dujan, because the gate is a sliding gate. They thought it was a gate where you could have kick, you could have kick in or pull out. But it was a sliding gate, and while they're there, kick. So the constant kicking and kicking, the gate a shake till them realize it is a sliding gate. By them realize, majority of the people them take with themselves to John. So making me there chat up him out. A good question I ask him and them can't answer it.
And Jamaican people, let me tell you this, Jamaican people who's
first mass killing Southside Gold Street, October 1980.
Yes.
So I don't know what my chat say. Yeah. And when the police them come down there, it was only police Trinity, key Trinity guard have an idea when them saw the spent children.
Before them realized that the M16 gun do the thing.
You know, so that gun here M something, but him couldn't really figure it out clearly.
2 weeks it take them. For police tell the Jamaican people what kind of gun do it. 2 weeks. It take them.
Yeah, call them couldn't, yeah. Trinity was the only police on the spot have an idea.
Trinity didn't know why, but me not go into detail why Trinity know.
No,
Trinity didn't know the gun. Why?
Yeah, we're not. So make Diego go on.
But he never knows so much. He never knows so much M16 because the PNP carrying M16 because American made. So they want to make it look like say a Ronald Reagan send gun come give the JLP for use. So the PNP use M16 rifle.
And you want me to tell you how that go? Me can't tell you how that go. So when them are talking, some things I need to talk to a man like me. Who you so ever hear about a man named Rymagan? Yeah?
Oh, yeah. That's the question.
And find out who Rymagan was at the time. Yeah? Rymagan was the one who was bringing the gun them. Minister National Security.
I'm sorry, I'm gone. Come on, talk about build up statue for PJ.
Minister. And
build up statue for which PJ?
If you want me keep talking, me can tell you and who want no more.
No, open. You're not open. Some very sensitive thing. I will you not to say anything.
No, me can't talk.
But him run gone.
Me can't say it.
Yeah, man, but me don't want you say him run gone.
Him a request to come back how long in a back.
Bill, statue for which PJ? The worst man made disaster like Jamaica is under PJ. So what am I saying?
PJ and Omar Davis. PJ and Omar Davis.
When I come about Bill statue.
Me just say something to you now, guys. Me say something to you, cause me tired to tell the labor right them this thing, you know. All the while, when you come from my life, we don't know feeling. See? Me carry up Diego up here because Diego gonna have no sense, brother, and the people them are going to say PNP supporter they don't have no sense. And when we reason with them, what them are saying now make no sense, so we get to educate the people them. How much people did know about all of these things that we not talk about now? Not many. Cause it got a long time. See?
Strike a conversation.
So he strike up a conversation. So why not always come with no feelings? Yo, take him down. We don't want the Prime Minister say if we argue with them and argue the points with them. See? Because they come with propaganda. They gotta go somewhere else now go spread in propaganda when we could have him and start tear down and lie them.
And people of Jamaica who's listening, him say it, you know. Him make it sound like the people, the JLP them is the aggressor. The JLP is not the aggressor. People of Jamaica, and I have one question. Name me. I want somebody come and name me a area, a whole community that was led by the People's National Party where the JLP run out and the JLP are run it now. And give us the opposite of that. Yeah? Give us the opposite of that.
Them first started open. They did what they did first. Them run out the people over back to Otas Majestic Garden. So the man them have to do likewise and run out the PNP them with a Lizard Town. Forget them people house.
Then you can compare Lizard Town to Plain Avenue. 2 mile and Plain Avenue.
There you go again.
2 mile and
there you go. Thank you very much.
Right.
The whole of Plain Avenue.
The whole of Plain
Majestic
Avenue. 2 mile was labor right. Somebody come and tell me that.
Home discussion.
Yes, sir.
Tam Tavares, Vincent Father, Bill Majestic Garden of.
Then
no, man, hold on,
I'm Plain Avenue.
Yeah, man, I see him.
Plain Avenue, Tavares Garden, you know.
Yes.
I see him, thing, man. Yeah, man, I see him. I see him.
Majestic Garden out of the other side.
The garden down at bottom and Plain Avenue up high top.
Yeah, but me I tell you, the one man bill all of them. The one man bill all of them, including White Wing.
And then father and uncle.
And listen up, them build a statue at the back of Plainland team. And Sister P carry dynamite. Go get the PNP them to blow up the statue.
And put the if you go there,
no more.
Let me blow it down. The statue is still there.
It chip off.
The crutches are
you can't.
Listen to me, man. The crutches of the statue leak out. Because the innocent them put the grenade. 3 stick of blood.
And the face.
Grenade them. And
the face.
And it couldn't blow it down.
You can't recognize how anyway. The way they damage it.
You see, so PMP wicked, you know, guys. PMP
even some people, man.
The whole of Jamaica did a little touch up Zinco place. Look on Tivoli, I could talk about the foundation and the current health. Look on Tivoli Garden, which was back a wall. Where be a squalor did down there.
Protecting Jamaica.
In a community and just because they love Siaga. The PMP
in Jamaica.
And
you're younger than me. You're younger than me. We shall go this morning. We can't finish it without making this part clear. The PNP is the only party that take up 2,868 people, send them go to Cuba, go learn guerrilla warfare, and carry them back to Jamaica. Name brigadista.
Just to gain power.
The only party.
Just to gain power.
And at them lead the Gold Street massacre. At them lead it. A brigadista lead it.
Of course, you know that. But the question I like to ask, the discussion I asked too. Want somebody come on the live, anybody at all, and come tell us one community where labor right do PNP supporter like where they happen at Gold Street. Want somebody come tell you that?
You want me to tell you why we have such difficulty for people understand people? Because the JLP sit down and make PNP always form the narrative. And that's our problem today.
We continue to do it. Protecting JLP, we continue to do it because the minute they come up here and tell a lie and we dismantle it, everybody getting their feelings. You don't take him down with no reason with no pain.
That's true. Because if we discuss these things must be talked about. PNP destroy the fabric of society in Jamaica and we must challenge them. And even though I sick stomach as somebody saying in the chat, me support DUJON. Me support DUJON.
Every single time I back up a PNP. Every single time I back up one of them, I want to see me post and I look at some midget on TikTok. When I ever hear them give me a vibrant answer to any question I may ask, they don't have the facts.
It's hard for you have a discussion with them, you know. It's hard and it's sick stomach as somebody say, but guess what? It makes sense. It have purpose. And that's why we have to do it. And I do not know why the party not just release some information out there so that Jamaicans can know. People, Siaga build Portmore or start build Portmore. Siaga complete the master plan for Portmore. And we make PMP in Jamaica talk, say them come up with Portmore idea. And the first community out of Portmore was Independent City, where Siaga built in 1968. And left the blueprint for Michael Manley. So by 1973, Michael Manley come in. He could have just jumped in a Portmore and by 1974 and start build. Where the plan come from? And we allow them to get away with these things. Me hear say Marcus Garvey come up with the idea of a housing trust. You know, see by 1974.
Look at this person I said, gentlemen, look at this growing man at about release Finac report. Him not say the Finac never did about them time there. Teach somebody call him and teach him now. Finac was not around at that time. It was the contractor general. We and the contractor general report came out.
Well, I know, sir. Well, I know open discussion. This is the same thing we DUJON talk about. Just easy. A man like this, brother, you come up. Me not even I got disrespect him this morning. Me not in the mood. But allow, DUJON, bring up that brother here in the box. One empty box there. And there's another PMP that loves to run his mouth. So DUJON need to bring him up in the box. I will not talk to him. Me not talk to him, you know. Because me not entertain this is somebody, you know. DUJON, bring up the man in the box. I'm sure him want to come.
What discussion?
Yes, sir. Diego tell him what he want and he come over. So wait until him come over here before you talk.
Ingram you talk?
Yes. Make DUJON bring up the man in the box.
Yeah, man, make him take up Ingram, man. Protecting Jamaica is here.
Ingram
is an accountant, yeah?
Ingram one of them.
Is Lord Jesus, poor Uno.
I understand what my girlfriend has said. Bring him come.
Ingram one of Brigadista. Bring him come, let me ask him about the Green Bay massacre. Bring him come, me ask him about Gold Street. Bring him come, let me ask him about the Eventide. Bring him come.
There he is. Gentleman, there he is.
Good morning, Jamaicans. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Let me just correct a comment just now. I heard a lady made a comment. I don't know where she know me from. I'm a supporter of the People's National Party, but I'm also Jamaican. I've never ever tried to disrespect anybody or not. And this lady tried to label me at all. I don't know her. I don't know where she come from. I don't know who she is. And I would beg her to just just leave me alone because I don't know you. And all I speak without my mouth to speak.
Come up here about
all I
the
do
people.
is to speak when I'm in Jamaica, nothing else.
All right. Let me answer a question. Let me answer a question. All right, Chin. All right, sweetie. But me ask a question, people, please. I just read your comment a while ago and you said release this Finac report. What the Finac report have to do with anything? Somebody mentioned. Sir, listen. You are going to tell the Jamaican people that you don't know that the Finac report, the Finac report don't have anything to do with it. Have to be the Attorney General report. Finac never found yet. You didn't know that. So why are you going to say release Finac report when Finac never have nothing to do with that?
All right.
All right. And by you saying that, no, did you read the general report? Did you read the report that came out? You're asking for it, you know. But it's just a name change. But did you read the report that come out?
the FinSac report, to my best of my knowledge, is not released.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot ask the FinSac report because FinSac didn't come. Listen again so you can understand. And Jamaica people who's listening, please, when I speak, understand. FinSac was not formed during that period of time. What was running the thing at the time was the contractor general, and that report came out. So you could not ask a FinSac report. Your common sense as a grown man will tell you can't ask something when never formed then. So what you need for answer is a general report which came out. So now the question is, did you read the general report?
Let me ask Mr. Ingram something.
No, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Make him answer that now.
I'm not sure the question you're asking, you know.
Sir, listen again. Listen again.
Somebody made a comment.
Sir, don't talk. Listen again since you're not sure.
But you alone is talking.
No, but you say you're not sure, so I'm going to explain it to you because you're trying to get around it. And I'm telling you,
listen, hold on. If you start on that premise, we can have a conversation. Don't preempt me. I heard a comment made and I responded specifically to the comment that was made. I said release the FinSac report.
And I'm saying to you, you cannot ask. And I'm saying to you, you cannot ask our FinSac report because FinSac was not formed then. So whatever report you need is the contractor general report.
Open discussion.
Let me ask Mr. Ingram asking about.
Why do I need the general report? Open discussion. Hold on, make Dujan take him, man.
So, Mr. Ingram, good morning.
What about the first person?
Good morning, Mr. Ingram.
It's an effort in futility.
Morning, Dujan. That question where you not understand, so it's moving on to Dujan.
Morning.
That's what it is.
Okay, so Mr. Ingram.
Morning.
Good morning. So you are aware of why FinSac was set up, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the Jamaican people what was the cost of FinSac to them, to us, the taxpayers?
What was the cost?
Yeah.
The cost in terms of
monetarily. What did the Jamaican people lose?
Hold on. Let me get clear. The cost of when the FinSac was set up, or the cost of getting the report.
What did FinSac, the whole operation of FinSac, cost the people? So
FinSac was set up because at the time a lot of investment was going on and people financial savings or what have you was at risk. And in order to save a lot of Jamaican people who had the little saving, Mutual Life was one of the main institutions that was going under. The government of the day put in place this organization to hold together the savings of ordinary Jamaicans. And I can gladly say that all those Jamaicans whose savings were at risk were protected and they get back their money. What happened in the case though is that people who had invested their money, and Jamaicans are free to invest, they invest their money and put up their private homes as their collaterals. And in anywhere in the world, when you take loan, not invest, when you take loans and put up your investment, home, other so what have you? The moment you put it up as collateral, if you are not paying those loans, then at someday the bank is gonna retrieve these to compensate for them, and that's simple what happened. And if you and that's one of the main reasons why the things are
hold that point. Hold that point.
That's one of the main reasons.
Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, hold that point. We get the gist away yourself. So the cost to the government of Jamaica at that point, after paying all of those persons back, because they allowed the economy to crash, believe it or not. So what was the cost to the Jamaican government?
I don't know about the argument about allow the economy to catch. I don't know any Jamaican.
All right, let's answer the general point.
Hold on. I have not seen any government in Jamaica, be it JLP or BNP, that allow the economy to crash. I have not seen any.
All right, forget about that part. Answer the general question. What was the cost to the government of Jamaica? Well, an open discussion.
The cost to Jamaica were horrendous because that cost have to be picked up in order to protect the ordinary Jamaicans. Mutual life in particular was one of the main institutes that was going straight under, and the government at the day stepped in. And I believe that any government who was there, be it JP or PNP, would have stepped in to protect the savings of the ordinary man. And that's exactly what things was all about. Hold on. You guys need to establish this fact now. That the sole reason
let me ask you a question, Mr. Ingram.
Hold on, man. Let me make the point now. Let me make the point because it's important.
No, I mean, ask you a question. I'm satisfied with the part I answer. So let me ask you another follow-up question now.
Hold on. Are you agreeing
the mutual life crash, sir?
Was set up?
Did mutual life crash? If it did mutual life crash?
If it eventually crashed?
Yes, did it?
No, the government took over the share and sold it out and protect the investment of the small Jamaica.
If it didn't crash, why the government took it over and sold it out?
Okay, so you misunderstand what happened. Is that mutual life alone? I cited mutual life as a prime example. But
no, we are talking about mutual life, the biggest one.
A host of companies that had ordinary Jamaican saving were going under for some reason or the other.
No. And what caused it to go under, Mr. Ingram?
And the fact of the matter, people have invested but take loans and we're not paying their loans.
Mr. Ingram.
Mr. Ingram.
No government.
Coming down. Put up it.
Dujan, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
5 seconds, Dujan.
One love. Go ahead.
No, the government allowed, matter what Mr. Ingram say, DJ Patterson to sit one side and allow Omar Davis along with the people from DB and G to do as them have a life. People borrow loans at 10% today, this Wednesday morning, and by Wednesday night, the interest rate gone up to 30%.
It's not Don't the people.
No,
you today. Hello.
You the reason why people were unable to pay their loan.
The person who is speaking.
People were unable to pay their loan because the rate kept going up and up and up.
The person who is speaking.
And it keeps increasing an interest rate. If I take a loan thinking that my interest rate is going to be 10%, then I budget myself to pay an interest rate of 10%. 2 months into taking the loan, my interest rate gone up to 30-50%. How do you expect me, the normal citizen,
that statement you're making, that statement you're making is undiluted rubbish. When you get a loan, you sign a document. When you get a loan,
Mr. Ingram finish. Make him talk.
I don't know why I allow Mr. Ingram to over here attacking Holy Papa.
No, we are set him straight. But me give him some facts there, guys. So Mr. Ingram, Finac, the whole operation cost the Jamaican taxpayer $140 billion it cost the government of Jamaica. And it took away 44% of our GDP and left the Jamaican economy with a black hole in a hit. And this was a direct government policy by your government, sir. That is what caused the meltdown in Jamaica.
Hold on, Mr. Ingram, good morning. How you doing, Mr. Ingram? Everything all right, sir?
Unmute yourself, Ingram.
Get mute.
Mr. Ingram, I'm not hearing you, sir. Are you still here?
Invite him to unmute himself. He's muted.
Please unmute yourself, Mr. Ingram.
Somebody's muting me.
Yeah, good morning, sir. How are you?
Somebody in the platform is muting me.
Go ahead, Mr. Ingram. Go ahead. Stop muting.
I want to make a point clear here, Bridget. Because people will do the same thing today. When you go into an institution and sign a document, sir, you sign at your own volition. That's your responsibility.
All right, we understand that.
The government don't have a responsibility to protect its people, Mr. Ingram.
We understand that, Mr. Ingram.
How comes Finac was formed to bail out persons then, if that's the case?
Because the loan, hold on, let me answer the question. Because the situation exists that people were taking the money and building all kind of concrete jungle and taking loans off of paper companies.
Mr. Ingram, you're telling a lie.
Mr. Ingram, hold on.
We have seen where and the Jamaicans.
Mr. Ingram.
Companies.
Mr. Ingram, you're telling a lie and the victim.
You're being disingenuous, Mr. Ingram. You're being very parsley with the truth.
Point out what you're talking about.
Point out
what you're talking about.
Mr. Ingram, let me ask you something. Do you know, are you aware that there is no report, there's no FinSac report? Because the commissioners of FinSac, the people who sat to review the FinSac situation, only came up with 2 paragraphs which were published on the Ministry of Finance website. Are you aware of that, sir?
Where you get that information from?
Okay. Oh, you didn't know. All right.
Where you got that information from?
But it was a press conference that told us that when the FinSac archives were being launched by the Minister of Finance.
Hold on. Let us clarify, man. So you're telling Jamaica today through your platform right now that the $200 million that was paid to generate the report was not done.
Yes, because the same commissioners of the FinSac review panel. Yes, the commissioners of the review panel.
I'm also telling you that
they gave a statement to us. They made a statement to us Jamaicans that they did not produce a report. That's what they said. And then when the archives were being launched by Nigel Clark, the 2 paragraphs that they penned was included in the archives. But let me move on to what I really want to ask you. Do you think it is fair?
You are telling Jamaica today that the JLP government paid.
No, I'm telling Jamaica today that the criminality orchestrated and the Jamaican people.
Let's get something clear.
Mr. Ingram,
stop asking for a report, Mr. Ingram. I know you're a bright man. Stop asking for a report when you know that a report was not produced. Let me move on. Do you think it is fair, Mr. Ingram, as a businessman, to borrow a loan at 10%? And then in 12 months' time, your loan balloon to 80% interest? Do you think it is fair? Do you think it is fair? Unmute yourself, Mr. Ingram. You're muted. Please unmute yourself. All right, while you work on the unmute button, Mr. Ingram, also answer for me. Are you aware of the architects of the FinSac?
If you're gonna continue, to mute me, let me know. Let me leave then.
Are you
because you're talking rubbish? You're talking rubbish, and you're
do you know the architects of the FinSac?
You are saying that $200 million.
Mr. Ingram,
don't get a report.
Mr. Ingram, because the PMP, like Omar Davis and others, did not want to give evidence. They did not want the commission to complete.
So what was $200 million
their review?
So what 200?
They were being paid.
So what 200
they were
million?
Being paid.
I'm protecting JA. We are not here to discuss what $200 million spent for. Don't make Ingram to deny that. Ingram, come over here every day.
Ingram, are you?
I've not been here long.
Mr. Ingram, are you aware that Mark Golding was one of the architects?
Stop your lines. Stop your lines.
Mr. Ingram, are you aware that Mark Golding was one of the architects of the FinSac law? Are you aware that Mark Golding benefited almost $50 million
What FinSac law? Hold on. What FinSac law?
Are you aware that Mark Golding set up his company BBNG to benefit?
Hold on. You said FinSac
from the FinSac
bailout. Mr. Ingram, stop grabbing straws,
Mr. Ingram, answer the question. Are you aware that your current leader in the PMP benefited the most from FinSac? Are you aware? Are you aware that he helped to put together the FinSac?
That is how you guys operate. Just talk.
He's the one who orchestrated FinSac because he wanted
a monologue. This is a conversation.
Are you aware that he was a poor man before he started to benefit from FinSac?
This is a conversation. Who was a poor man? Who was a poor man?
Mark Golding.
Who was a poor man?
Mark Golding.
Jefferson Golding.
Are you serious?
What was Mark Golden's network before Finsac? Tell me.
Are you serious?
What was Mark Golden's network before Finsac?
Do you know who Mark Golden is?
Tell me what was Mark Golden's
son of
network
Professor
before-
Do you know who Mark Golden is?
It's a Ingram. Tell me what was Mark Golden's network before Finsac?
Do you know who Mark Golden
What
is?
was his network before Finsac?
Over here is not a platform to talk about who Mark Golden is. Mark Golden is a piece of shit.
A
And
simple
that we are
question,
talking
Ingram.
about.
What
Talk
was
about the
his
questions
network
that the people
before
them
Finsac?
ask you. Answer those questions. And stop asking if you know who is
I'm
Mark
not
Golden.
gonna-
Mark
I'm not
Golden is a
gonna
piece of
I'm not gonna
shit.
respond to that. That lady, she
I don't
obviously
care if you want to
have
respond.
no-
Answer the direct
discipline.
questions that are being asked of you. You come and ask me if we know who is Mark Golden.
You simply have no discipline. You have no discipline. All right, let me talk to Chuck now. Chuck,
what was Mark Golden's network before Finsac?
No, we don't reach out yet, sir.
No.
Somebody said the man was a poor
you
man.
don't tell me which one.
Somebody said the man was a
Mark
poor
Golden's
man.
network before Finsac?
Somebody said the man was a poor man.
Mr. Ingram, what was his net worth before Finsac?
I don't know.
Then how you know them never poor?
No, what I know.
What was why you go research and tell me
I know his father. I know his father.
After.
I know his father. And what do you classify as
all right
poor?
then, what was his father's net worth before
What do you classify as poor?
What was his father's net worth before Finsac?
You know something?
No, Mr. Ingram, I'm simple trying to find out what is it you know.
No,
you
somebody,
say you know he wasn't
no,
poor. What was his net
you should
worth?
ask the person. No, the question that you're asking should be directed towards the person.
No, I'm directing to the person who said never poor.
No, I did not say that.
He wasn't poor. That
I
means
did
you know
not
net
say.
worth.
No, I did not say that. I said,
that's what you said, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, you said never poor. Him never poor.
I did not say. I said, do you know the man? I said, do you know the man?
What was his net worth before Finsac? So you don't know
your question is totally irrelevant.
No, it's
somebody
not
in your group, someone in your group said the man was poor.
I said Mark Golden get rich out of Finsac. You say it is not so. I'm simply asking you.
I did not say it was not so. I said, do you know the man?
So you agree that Mark Golden get rich out of Finsac then?
I said I do not know them. Do you know the man? That's a question I asked you.
Yes, I know the man is a criminal who robbed Jamaican poor people.
All right, you're in a position to make a statement like that. I'm not.
Right? No, because you
are in a position to make a statement like that. But if you're making a
right? It's simple because is right.
Alright.
No accepting criminality.
Alright, so me ask Mr. Ingram a question. See? So Mr. Ingram.
Yes, Dujon.
I want you to name for me. You know, we're gonna move the conversation along now. I want you to name the policy that the PNP used to eradicate poverty in Jamaica. You know, because apparently the PNP had a policy that they used to bring poverty under control in Jamaica.
All right.
Can you
poverty in Jamaica has never been eradicated.
Okay, can you point us to a policy that they used to alleviate
in the 1970s? The PNP government instituted a policy of free education, which has propelled.
That is a lie, Mr. Ingram. They never instituted no policy of free education. Don't tell the people them lie.
Chuck, just hold on and let Dujan finish, please.
No, we have to correct him lies.
No, but
there was PNP did not implement no policy of free education.
Dujan to finish. When Dujan is finished having the conversation,
passionate, but what clutch?
I know that my boss, Chuck. See?
Dujon?
Yes, Mr. Ingram.
You have a very important question. Poverty in Jamaica has never been eradicated. However, the PNP instituted a policy of free education in Jamaica, which have propelled a lot of Jamaicans into tertiary institutions. Noel Ingram is a beneficiary of that.
Guys,
okay, so I'm going to take you back in a time now. I'm going to take you back in a time now, Mr. Ingram. So during Bustamante's time, Bustamante implemented free education. And Bustamante also implemented a policy where certain places in Jamaica, i.e. St. Mary, I believe Chilani and Portland, those persons, they had to go to school mandatory, right? And it's only when the PNP returned to power, school fees were added and compulsory education was wiped out. They discontinued it. That is an absolute fact, Mr. Ingram. You need to do your research.
I don't know where. Hold on. If you can point us to that research, I'll be grateful. One thing I know as a fact, and let me bring something to your attention. Let me make it clear here. Bustamante is one of the greatest politicians ever walked this earth. Bustamante. So let us get it clear. However, in the 70s, in the free education, that has propelled a lot of Jamaicans, a host of Jamaicans, in a higher level, and they were all able to achieve. They were able to achieve.
Not implement no free education.
They were able to achieve tertiary education. Noel Ingram is a direct beneficiary of that. Let me also correct a statement about the persons who went to Cuba. The person who went to Cuba and as a brigadier, a lot of them did construction. I remember specifically that I was one of the persons in Kemsil, Clarendon, who were selecting names through the SDC for persons to go to Cuba. The sole reason why
Mr. Ingram,
I remember the Prime Minister
1,500 man went to Cuba to learn guerrilla warfare. Don't try for me as a pretty it up, sir.
No, you're spreading. You're just spreading rumor. You're just spreading
Jamaica.
One the good thing from Cuba also.
In Jamaica, Mr. Ingram, education was always free. Right? Education was always free in Jamaica. Mr. Ingram, don't come here and tell a lie. The only thing Michael Manley did for his rich friends, and obviously your family was one of them, if you benefit, was to allow his rich friends to go to university free. Right? Education in Jamaica has always been free. There was never school fee charge until you reach a university. That is the only thing what Michael Manley did. While the Jamaica Labour Party was busy building out the infrastructure, the high schools, the primary schools, and the basic school, Manley came in and said, go to university for free. But that was a gift to his rich friends.
All right, Chuck. So me just pull up something for Mr. Ingram. So listen to this, Mr. Ingram, and you can unmute yourself after this. So listen to this. 59 secondary schools and 126 primary schools were built to widen the educational opportunities for children of the poor. No school fee charge. And this is the year 1962. Who was the government in 1962? Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, unmute yourself, sir.
If I have to unmute myself again, we can't continue the conversation.
All right, so let me read this again. 59 secondary school, Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, yes. 59 secondary school, 126 primary school were built to widen educational opportunity. And we know, say, Bustamante built 88 schools before Jamaica gained independence. So now we are in 1962, independent Jamaica. And listen to this. Schools were built to widen educational opportunities for the children of the poor. No school fee charge. Increases secondary school attendance by over 100%. See? So, elaborate further through it on that. This is 1962. You're now talking about 1972. So, 1962, I'm sure, is 10 years before 1972.
As I said before, that poverty in Jamaica has never been eradicated. I also stated, as a matter of fact, that Sir Alexander Busterman was the greatest prime minister ever.
Yeah, but me ask if you have policy that the PNP would have used to alleviate some of the pressures of poverty.
Yes, and I'm pointing out to one to you. I point out the free education to Jamaica. I also point out the novelty of
Ingram, I urge you to stop lying to the Jamaican people, Ingram. Stop lying to the people and we are listening. There was no policy of free education. Education was always free. Let me tell you something, Ingram. I want you to listen to me. Let me prove to everybody right here that the Jamaican Labour Party has been the only government consistently
what Chuck is doing is spreading propaganda.
Right?
Hold on,
for your research.
What Chuck is doing is spreading propaganda.
From Bustamante in 1944, Bustamante started the build out of our basic school infrastructure, building over 80 schools and remove students, Jamaican little black picnic them from learning under tree and put them in a classroom. Right?
Exactly.
That is the first step with the Jamaica Labour Party get. We come back in the 60s again and the Labour Party made the largest investment in our educational infrastructure to this day, building close to 300 schools at once in Jamaica. It was the boost. It was Pete Edward Seaga came back in 1983 and started to implement compulsory education in Jamaica. Right? Compulsory education was the first victim of the PMP administration in 1989 because them dismantled that program. They come to talk about for alleviated poverty. The only thing the PMP did was to create poverty in Jamaica.
I did not say the PMP alleviated poverty. The first response to this question was that poverty has never been alleviated in Jamaica. So don't lie on me. Don't tell lie on me. Let's have a discussion on facts.
Mr. Ingram, Mr. Ingram, we have an issue that Jamaica people that like to clear up. Just this week in Parliament, it was said that there was never no 6 illicit enrichment being investigated. However, your leader went on more than one platform and said he knew that our leader knew. He knows the people them. Was it a lie that him telling or what? How that go? Clear it up first.
In Jamaica today, sir, is replete with the knowledge that there are 8 politicians that are under illicit investigation.
Wait, sir.
Prime Minister is one of them, sir.
But me not understand. Talk in Jamaican. Talk pattern. Come me not understand. What are you saying?
I'm saying that
the IC just come out. Wait, sir. Let me ask the question again. Because you go around and you not answer me. The IC just come out and say there is nothing of the sort. So where he get the notion of walking around telling lies at the Prime Minister?
He's not walking around. He's not walking.
Discussion. Sorry, Ingram. Sorry, and DUJON. Sorry, but let me say this. The only topic we should be discussing this morning is the fact that Mark Golden was offering Senate seat for sale. Mark Golden is offering board appointment for sale. Mark Golden is offering
we want to hear the one at the Chuck.
Why we are discussing non-existing matter with Ingram? Listen to me. Make Ingram tell we. Why?
Chuck, asking the one at no man, please. Are you asking? You ask him.
Right. Yeah, those are the things where we discuss with Ingram. Make Ingram tell him position on them there. If him agree with the democratic process in Jamaica, where people should be allowed to vote for who they want to vote for.
Chuck, you ask the question when you just asking. Because Jamaican people want to hear.
Mr. Os, DUJON.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody asking the question, please.
DUJON. I want to ask Mr. Ingram, Mr. Ingram, do you know, hold on, not open discussion, because I don't want this to leave me, because DUJON brought up the question and I asked Mr. Ingram. Mr. Ingram, do you know about the NPEP program, sir?
The what?
The NPEP program.
NPEP, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it is an acronym. All right, let me tell you what it stands for. Let me tell you what it stands for. Yeah. It stands for National Poverty Eradication Program. And I said this because DUJON would have asked you a question about poverty.
I think I heard it before. Yes, I think I heard it before. Right? Yeah.
You heard it before?
I think so.
Okay, that was a program that was designed under during the administration in 98.
What administration?
PNP administration.
Okay.
They were in power at the time, right? So I am part of that program, so I can tell you a lot. Right now, we have some whole heap of documents and paper. The PNP government has not done nothing to eradicate.
Nothing. They were given 10 years by the United Nations.
They were given 10 years by the United Nations, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, to eradicate poverty in Jamaica. That program was launched That program was launched in Enan Town in Clarendon. Yeah, with Mike Kenji's constituency. Yeah, and like I said, it was implemented through the government. The implementing agency was SDC. At the time, we gave SDC a new meaning to the letters SDC. They start and don't complete. Persons were chosen from their community as representatives. They call them community animators, and they were took to Irish Town as a training base, and then train them and teach them the basics. So each community was supposed to come up with a ICP, income generating project, which are revolving project, right, to benefit the community. So it would create jobs on a revolving basis, like you do 2 weeks, you do 1 month, you do this and that. And every community come up with a project. That project was taken over. The animators create a program. That program was taken over by workers from the SDC. Them take the money, the budget that was created by us. Them take the money from us. Them go all about them, spend them, buy as them have a like. I even remember we went to PG's constituency, Top Amity in a Westmoreland. We see the poverty, Mr. Imran. We saw it from Church Corner to Roaring River in Montego Bay, the lane behind Barnett Street, Railway Lane.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Ingram, the PNP did nothing based on that money they were given to eradicate poverty in Jamaica. That is a pet thing to me. I was part of it and I know it. The PNP did nothing. And you and I know, Mr. Ingram, that they were about to find the right word. The time span that governments over the world would have used to implement and see the benefit of programs and policies and ideas is 10 years, within 10 years. And they were given that 10 years and they did nothing. And I'm talking passionately about it because I was part of it. They did nothing. Hold on, I'm going to land and allow you to respond. You see, even during those time, hey, I'm telling Mr. Ingram, the PNP government administration, I don't think them ready to deal with the Jamaican people. It's all about themselves. And I'm going to tell you something else and I'm going to stop. And it ties into the same way with poverty eradication. In the year when the USA invade Iraq, and the world was against America, there was a summit, I think it was 2002, somewhere 2003, 4, 5 to 6, in South Africa named Summit of World Sustainable Development. World Summit of Sustainable Development. The US didn't win because them vex. The world never support them when them invade Iraq, and them the vex and never come. Everybody sent them representative, except America. You know who we sent Mr. Ingram as our representative to represent this country, to build this country? We didn't send the finance minister. We didn't send the agricultural minister. We didn't even send the minister of education who would replicate whatever they learn on there, right? We didn't send the commerce minister. You know who we send? We send our attorney general. No, you tell me now if we are serious about development and eradicate poverty and all these things.
Yes,
we send the attorney general at the time, it was AJ Nicholson. This government, this become the A.
All right, so you're saying that they should send somebody else. I heard the passion in your voice, my brethren, but as I said before, poverty in Jamaica has persistently been a major problem, because if we look at the poverty line, go on our graph right now and look at the poverty line over the years, how it dips and how it falls. We can look at that. There are irreversible issues that we can't deny. We can look at it and see where the poverty was at certain level. What have you? We know what it is today. We can see what it is today,
sir.
What is
Mr. Ingram? Mr. Ingram, I understand what you're saying. My point is this, sir. Hold on. My point is this. They were given 10 years. The world was blooming blooming, the world was blooming. And
But at least can anybody quote the poverty level today?
What is it today, sir? What is it?
It can't be quoted.
Okay, so
we haven't had a census. We haven't had a census. We haven't had a census in 10 years.
When we took government, Mr. Ingram, the poverty scale was at 22.3%. Today is at 11.2 slash in half.
Where you get that information?
From the United Nations chart.
Hold on. You know something? Let us look at facts. We haven't had a census.
No man, pull up it. I don't have to
pull it up.
Me just tell her what you find is a pull up your look for yourself.
No, the point I'm making, you're missing a point, very fundamental point. Listen, man. Listen, we have to argue and reason with logics. Jamaica has not had a census over the past 10 years. If we don't have a census, we can't get the facts. The United Nations will be making a statement based on some form of some trajectory. Where we get it from, I don't know.
Mr. Ingram.
Mr. Ingram, are you aware?
To identify the level of poverty in Jamaica today. In order to identify the level of poverty in Jamaica today, we have to have a census taken within the last 10 years.
Mr. Ingram, are you aware of a thing called?
I just want to ask one. So you know me not do the questions. I just want to know, is the unemployment rate lower than it was 10 years ago? That's what I want to ask Mr. Ingram. Is the unemployment rate lower than it was 10 years ago? That's the first thing. And the second thing is the crime rate lower than it was 10 years ago?
Mr. Ingram, answer no.
Before I joined before I was brought up in the group just now, I appreciate it. One of the statements I made was that crime in Jamaica don't have any color. I don't argue crime. I don't argue crime in terms of PMP or JLP. I don't.
Mr. Ingram, me hear what you say, but me just point to something.
The reason I say that, obviously you can't answer my question. Obviously you can't answer my question, and the reason I ask that question is just to prove my point. When I refuse to acknowledge the facts, if the crime rate is lowered, I asked about crime rate and I asked about unemployment.
Yeah, if unemployment is down, like Miss Chin is saying, Mr. Ingram, we don't need no census. That no can tell us that more people are come out of poverty because they are not working, Mr. Ingram. We are in a technological year, Mr. Ingram. If crime is going down, like Miss Chin is saying, see, we don't need no census, Mr. Ingram. More people, it is an absolute fact that more people, more persons is going out there to work, Mr. Ingram. We can tell from them tax. Them PAYE slip. Seeing from them pay slip, say poverty I go down because more persons are working now, Mr. Ingram. So what you need census for?
Morning, DUJON. Morning, everybody. Yeah, I heard PMP talking about the census and poverty rate. Census and poverty rate have nothing to do with to establish the poverty rate. It's nonsense talk. They use different system in coming at the poverty rate, and they have nothing to do with no census. So the 11% they quote.
Are you comfortable that the statement you are making is accurate, sir?
I'm 100% correct, because let me explain something.
What do we use to run and determine plans and forecasts?
Yes, there's a number of factors, because I did some reading on it, and I did not realize until I did the reading, because how them even calculate the poverty rates. They look, for instance, let's say how easy it is to access hospital. That is one of the. I'm telling you, within certain range.
No, hold on. Look at the example you draw, hospital.
No.
You don't hear on the news. You don't hear on the news every day about people going to the hospital and sitting in a chair can't move. 70
we're not talking about that.
70-year-old people. have a friend of mine, her grandmother.
Mr. Ingram,
A registered nurse. Her grandmother went to do a surgery.
And talk one bag of
When you know
answer real
to go and buy the product, buy the things to
run your mouth and talk.
Ingram.
Yes, sir.
You can't answer my question, that's why I'm silent.
Ingram, let me explain something to you. They use the word, but they use different factors. Because I'm telling you, I did some reading on it. And I was
I'm sending the request, you know. No, you're not getting better. I'm sending the request.
So they were saying, for instance, those are some of the factors. So when DUJON said, and also one of the main factors that they use to measure poverty.
Common sense, guys. I'm at work. Common sense. I'm at work.
Is the income that they use. If they make it. Yes, sir.
Common sense. Common sense.
Yeah.
I am at work, right?
Yeah.
And I think we're straying all over the place and we're talking kind of stuff. Ingram was over here arguing with those guys and saying about Mark Golden didn't do this and didn't do that, and he wants the government to issue a Finac report. I specifically asked for Chuck to come over here so that Chuck can talk to Ingram about Mark Golden involvement with and a general report specifically. So go ahead and ask your question back about the Finac report where you say you want Ingram. So Chuck can answer you. That thing come over here for.
Alright, makes sense. Okay.
Tell your internet weak, get up on PMP Wi-Fi, Petal.
Me there work, but you look like a wish party there.
I don't understand what the basis of the argument about Finac. We paid $200 million.
Don't come them boy, you don't understand what the basis of the argument. You fully well know.
For a report.
Okay.
Don't
so
tell
Chuck,
me that you spend $200 million for a report. Where is the report?
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Ingram. If the PMP and you wanted a report, why did they scrap the commission?
It was not the PMP who asked for a report. It was not the PMP who asked for a report. The PMP over and over asked why we're wasting money.
Mr. Ingram, why did
it was not the PMP? Don't spread rumor. You're talking absolute garbage. The PMP did not ask for a Finac report. The JLP asked for one, and the JLP threw over $200 million for the report. Where is the report?
Ingram, why did the PMP scrap the commission when they came in 2012? Mr. Ingram, why did they scrap the commission and refuse to pay over the money to them when they came in 2012?
Maybe this same reason why it is happening today, because after the JLP came back in, they started
we don't want maybes.
And $200 million today, and they say
you wanted a
wasting time. You're wasting valuable time, man.
Why
come on, Cosmo. This man wasting time, man. Wasting absolute precious time.
No,
there's no report. $200 million. There's no report. What's irrelevant? There's no need
the conversation. They came in 2012.
Your question is totally irrelevant.
Why is it irrelevant? You're asking for
because $200 million was spent and there's no report.
I want to say something to you, Chuck.
Questioning why we don't get
Chuck,
a report.
I want to say something
when
to
your party, the party where you run on behind, is the one that came in and refused to pay to continue the payments and the report would have been generated.
That is correct. And when you came back in, you pay the money. And when you came back in, you pay the money. Where's the report?
Chuck,
you're talking rubbish.
But if you ask somebody a question and the person calls your question garbage and tells you that your question is irrelevant and they're not answering the question, you get the answer what you want. Why do you need to run around in circles with him? Move on to another question you can't answer.
Miss Chin, we have to prove Ingram to be the jackass that he is.
You did a while ago.
When him turn on him,
you said him to be a jackass.
PMP company, him is the smartest person in the room. When he come over here, so him is not the smartest person in the room.
You said the PMP stopped the report. Your government came back in and started the report and spent up to $200 million. Where is the report for $200 million? Where is the report for You're talking rubbish.
Mr. Ingram, are you not aware? What are the Chuck? Let me ask Mr. Ingram this. Mr. Ingram, are you not aware that when we left Powa, Portia Simpson Miller would have buried the Finsac report. Are you not aware that they discontinued it, Mr. Ingram?
Your government came back in power and spend more money and complete the report at 200 million.
That is not the report.
Where is the report?
Mr. Ingram, maybe you go state by state.
No, hold on. But hold on there, Chuck. Hold on. But the report is usually a summary of what took place, and you got the entire archive. So why don't you go?
$200 million. Where is the report? What 200 million was spent for?
200 million, like you think you can come over here, come take over no life. So since we're asking you direct questions about
what 200 million was spent for?
But I think you can come
what
over here with
200 million was spent for?
Well, Mr. Ingram, your man will say you're an accountant, Mr. Ingram.
What 200 million? I'm asking value for money. What it was spent for? What 200 million was spent for?
Talk about the $200 million that was spent. Answer the FinSac directly. It's FinSac questions we want to answer to. FinSac questions.
So, Mr. Ingram, hold on, Chin. Mr. Ingram, for your accountant, for your man will say you're accountant, why is it so difficult for you to answer any one question, sir? Why is it so difficult for you to answer?
I don't do that. I've answered every question asked. You
No,
know,
you
the
don't.
person said, I am not going to respond to the lady. She has no manners.
Oh, no, go ahead, Chuck.
She has no manners.
Again, why did the PMP stop the FinSac inquiry when they came into office?
Because it was seen as a matter of effort and futility. It was a waste of precious time.
Oh, so you believe that the FinSac inquiry was a waste of precious time? The PMP
it has not been proven. It has not been proven. It has not been proven.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that. So the FinSac inquiry was a waste of precious time.
It has not been proven.
Mr. Ingram, the FinSac inquiry you said was a waste of precious time.
200 million and resources.
Mr. Ingram.
Yes.
Let me run through the chronological event for you of the thing.
There's no need for that, sir. There's no need for that, sir. There's no that's a waste. You're wasting more time here now. You're wasting more time here now.
Chuck, may I give the floor to Mr. Ingram? But may I ask Mr. Ingram?
One second, guys. A quick question, Dujon.
It's a waste of time.
No, hold on. May I give you the floor? But may I ask Mr. Ingram this? Mr. Ingram, a man like Meshack Willis who lost everything that he worked hard for because of policies of your government, what would you say?
No. The man signed a loan. The man signed a loan with an institution and gave the collateral. Did he pay his loan? Did the man pay his loan?
Mr. Ingram,
did the man live up to the terms and conditions of the loan that he signed for? Don't come and talk rubbish, man.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Ingram. So, he was paying his loan and your government put up interest rates overnight and he fell behind. What would you say to a gentleman like that who lost everything because of your government?
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't have a clue what you're talking about.
So the government
let me teach you guys something. When you go to a financial institution and sign for a loan, when you go to a financial institution and sign for a loan, you sign for a loan. That's a private conversation between you and the other party.
Let me ask you a direct question.
That's a contractual arrangement.
Mr. Ingram, if indeed it was a matter of not paying his loan, when his property came up for sale and his church offered to pay off his loan so he could retain his property, why wasn't the payment accepted from his church if indeed it was because of loan payment?
They have a personal vindicta against him, obviously, isn't it true?
Why when Lola Baker house was being sold, when Lola Baker house was being sold and her sister offered to buy the house for far more than it was auctioned for, why wasn't that offer taken up if it was about recollecting money?
Chuck, you need to think when you talk, here. When you're
when
speaking,
Lola
logic.
Baker
When
House
you're
was being
speaking, when you're
auctioned off,
speaking,
and her
when you're
sister
speaking,
offered to
science,
buy
when
it and
you're
pay her for loans so
speaking,
she could keep her
when
house. Why wasn't it
speaking,
accepted?
when you're speaking.
One thing with Mr. Ingram, he is hard, brother.
When you're speaking, speak with intelligence and logics. Not speak with foolishness.
Make I ask him
Don't
one
talk
question and come
illogically.
off. Make I ask
Go
him one
ahead,
question and
go
come
ahead,
off.
Plank. Go ahead, Plank.
Mr. Ingram, you claim say you don't want to answer Miss Chin question because Miss Chin don't have no manners. You remember the night when you and Diego and Caution was tearing Miss Chin down as a woman? You don't have you don't have no respect for woman, sir. You, Diego, Caution.
Lie, you're a liar. You are not
Listen,
No, but
I'm
but
lying,
in
Miss Chin.
top here.
It's not like
I have a mother,
you're not
I have
lying
a
enough,
mother,
Plank, but guess
I have
what?
a mother.
Listen to me. You listen to
You
me.
need
You're
to
not
keep your
lying enough,
mind
Plank.
mute
wife
and
and I
stop
have daughters.
Hold
talking
I
over
on.
do.
people, sir.
Hey, you mute him back for me, please.
I
You're
have a
not lying
mother,
enough,
a
Plank, but
wife
guess
and
what?
daughter.
Guess what, Plank? Despite the fact that you're not lying, Plank, I didn't want to touch that. And the reason why I didn't want to touch it is because I wanted us to focus on
Yeah,
the
but
questions
him
you
a
know so
him
you
a go say
can't answer. Because
him
guess
not
what?
answering your question because you are
And now, and
disrespectful.
these are the reasons why I'm not answering my question.
When you was
And this is the
tearing
one
down Miss
question I
Chin,
want to
that
ask him.
it wasn't disrespect, Mr. Ingram.
No, but
Let me
me hear
answer.
ma tell people how them not
Hold on, Philippian.
intelligent and
Hold
them
on,
not
Philippian.
speak with certain
Hold on, the
whatever.
Philippian.
That is
Because
disrespectful to me too.
him feel as if him can use style to try and conquer this life and it not gonna work. The question I wanted to ask him a while ago is, if you claim to say that FINSA came about as a means of helping people in society, if it is here to help people, if that wanna bring forth FINSAC for, why would you then so freely, because you have the right to do it as a financial institution, why would you then so freely increase the interest rate on the same poor people and where you say you come out for help? The same people that you're here to help them bring stability to their lives. Why would you so freely add interest rate, bring up the interest rate so much to the point where they cannot afford to pay it, which causes you to then take away their property?
I mean, kick him off, guys.
Exactly.
Him not no respect. You should have hear how him at this. Him three of them over there.
Him and the girl and Caution and the whole of them with that one Caution say about set baby dumpy and way. All because me say me know him. All because me say me know him and him walk and suck down the walla and him vex and him over there and him say this and say that, but I'm not going to disrupt your life with other conversations. That's why I say love it.
Morning. The experiment was going so well with that Labrador Ingram. Thank you, Dujon, for making me run my experiment on your life. I hope you keep it so that it can go to the schools in Jamaica, so the next generation can learn from it. All right?
Ingram did the beat in life a while ago because every time him can't answer a question, all him don't answer, him don't say nothing, or call it bullshit. Simple.
1 second, guys.
Make 1 minute there. 1 minute
So we want beat them and then lose them
1
credibility.
minute there, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes, from God bless Nell Nally.
Yeah, I did want to ask Mr. Ingram, but in gone, but me still ask the question if in there and I hear pan for you or what. Why you carry FINSAC in and the person them that have the debt, a lot of them get bailout when they didn't have the debt. A lot of them get bailout. But these other person, you couldn't do like what the Water Commission do. You couldn't do like what them do with the they something to collect some shorter money. So who some of the person don't pay their loan, where them borrow, and all you have to do just take a small interest rate and let the business of the country continue with those persons. I have to take them business and sell it for little or nothing, and then come with the either city. We come here, we say you was defending poor people. God forbid. On not take the platform, you can't, so I'm not waste my
where is the report and the 200 million we spend. We want to know where is the facts we want to keep on use and not tear down the Prime Minister. Sure, we is the proof. When you can show we proof, we show you proof.
Everything. Me tell us that the report is a summary. The entire archive is there for him to go and read.
England also admit to being a brigadier time, so he blood upon his hand. You know?
A very important thing when admit to Dujon, and I hope you screen record your entire live and clip that part there and post it and make sure you put up at the top PNP accepting the facts. He said Buster Manti is one of the greatest leaders to ever lead this country.
May I be ready, man?
Make sure you have the part there for screen recording and put it up where the great Ingram is admitting the facts.
I'm process. Still, I don't want
no, if you want to answer my question, I can claim to say me not have no manners. Me not want to have no manners for people like you. You don't know me, but me know you. And I don't know you, don't know me. I remember you, don't remember me, and someone wanted
somebody
to see
else start up a life. I
can start tell you a whole heap of things that make you realize say you know me, but me not tell you shit. You know me.
No,
you know nobody. I people in the life when I know you don't know say you know nobody.
One second, guys. But the best question was asked by Dujon. What did PNP do to alleviate poverty? And you know what? He default to the nonsense about free education, which don't make no sense, you know? So basically, when he said free education, the point that we all miss is that free education was man in the 70s. So what happened to Patterson and Portia period? He must be default to the 70s. And what him defaulted to was nonsense about this free education thing, which Chuck cleared him up on it, because the so-called free education that Malik claimed in the institute did only benefit a few minorities who were going to the tertiary institution. And that
Dujon, don't leave yet. 1 second.
You know?
But if you realize in a common sense, Dujon has been asking the same question of every PNP when bring over here, and not one of them can answer it. And him don't answer it a while ago. So when him talk about free education policy, when Dujon asked him the question, PNP never come in with a free education policy.
No,
as the other people in the live clearly stated to you, it was JLP that brought in free education policy.
Precisely.
So that means it was not it. That means say PNP did not implement that as a policy. You are yet to answer the question. What policy did PNP come in with?
With poverty.
You don't answer that yet, because free education cannot be one of them. No. Because somebody else had implemented it before.
Yes, and free education was going on even from colonial period, even at the primary level. And
so what are you saying?
A lot of people
tell us something where your government implement as a policy.
Nothing. What they did
cannot answer the question, just like every other idiot PNP will come over here. You don't know. You can't answer.
Not one of mine.
Alright guys, I got to go.
Okay.
Gone an hour. So big up on yourself. Somebody start a live now. And keep it momentum.